excited. Bloody Rose is about to be revealed. But before we hit play, I just want to say thank you guys so much for all the love, all the kindness, all the support, for like commenting down below and telling me your theories. I'd love to hear them all. And just for the conversations that we all had. So thank you so much. I'm hoping we get a season 3 so we can continue this because I'm loving this PLL group chat. All right, let's hit play and let's find out who Bloody Rose is. So far, I like how this episode is flowing. They are like eliminating suspects one by one. So far we know Miss Beasley is not Bloody Rose because when the girls went back to Kelly's house, we see that she's still locked in the prayer closet. So let's continue. This episode so far is throwing me for a loop. I didn't even think like, oh yeah, Mouse's grandma could be friends with Rose Waters because their daughters were technically were friends. I love the theory that they just shoehorned in on the last episode that Bloody Rose could be going after mothers. I didn't even think about that. So now Dr. Sullivan is missing. The real Rose Waters is now missing. And Tabby's mom just got some roses sent to her. This is insane. I'm so glad that everybody brought their common sense to the season finale because I'm glad that Deputy Maroon, Tabby's mom, and the girls are like, we don't buy that Archie just got killed in a prison riot. Who's buying that? And I'm grateful that Deputy Maroon is actually going to ensure that he's, actually dead. Though, like, ooh, I hope somebody's double checking her work because she was on the suspect list, though not much was like spoken about her. But I also don't understand what would be her motive to lie and say that Archie's actually dead if he isn't. But let's keep watching. I fucking love Tabby. Imogen was really being sweet and was like, Mrs. Lansbury, well, she was trying to tell her, like, you need to be careful. And Tabby cut her off, which I don't blame her because I don't even want to know how that feels to be in a situation where I have to talk to the mother and your son essayed me. I don't got time for that. But Mrs. Langsbury also got roses, so I guess she's crossed off the list as well too. Y'all know how I feel about Jen, and I hate to give her credit, but I have to give credit when credit is due. I'm glad that she said, "Who's to say that a man isn't involved in this?" And she said, isn't Tabby's new boyfriend like? Doesn't he make masks?" Thank you. Finally, the scene that we have been waiting for. We are having a real life scream with the girls, a scream breakdown as to who the killer could be. Tabby's getting her Randy on, and I'm glad that they finally brought up the significant others. I'm glad that Noah was brave enough. Actually, Noah got like some points in, like, in my heart because sometimes she gives me Arya vibes, and I'm like, I need you to step it up. But I'm glad Noah said, like, who's to say it's not Johnny or Christian because they showed up out of nowhere. And I'm glad they checked Noah too to say who's to say that it's not Jen because, oh, she showed up out of nowhere as well too. And I love Farron is my queen. She is the shade queen. Noah was trying to say like, oh, we have history, and Farron goes, yeah, criminal history. Noah also knows how to throw that shade back because she said Henry looks like Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh my God, he kind of does. And Tabby said something really important because I love Scream. That's my favorite horror franchise. She said that it's usually a significant other, usually a boyfriend. And they were like, okay, well, sorry, Mouse, that you just have like the perfect boyfriend. Now this is definitely making me feel like Ash is going to be revealed. If not, then that's cool. But they keep saying how Ash is so perfect, and I'm sorry, I don't trust none of these significant others. Okay, Imogen just saw Stout Johnny. I don't know how much we learned, but one thing that I found interesting was he said, I would never do anything to hurt you. And now this is making me second guess if he is involved because I remember in Scream 2, that's a line that I can't think of the character's name, but that's what Jerry O'Connell told Sydney when he was dying because he got, killed by Mickey. He was like, I would never do anything to hurt you. And as we know, this show takes a lot from Scream and other horror movies. So now I'm wondering, like, is Johnny a red herring and he really is actually supportive of Imogen? Okay, so Mouse just saw like a teaser as to what the reckoning is, and it looked like live footage of like the people that Bloody Rose killed. So this makes me feel like this has to be a group. There has to be more than one person who got a chance killing someone. Whose dead body is that in the freezer? Imogen is taking forever to move the ice creams away. Oh my God. It's Sandy and the horny couple. And in Imogen's mind, she's probably thinking, like, who the hell are these randos? Even though she's like, oh my God, there's dead bodies in this freezer. Well, The one sort of half second I was willing to change my perception about Johnny. How is he going to answer to this? I am speechless, and the episode hasn't even ended yet. Imogen just whacked Johnny with a wrench and locked him now in the freezer. I don't know what's happening next. And I feel like he didn't do a good job explaining, even though I know he was scared, but he also should have backed away. So if he's not involved in this, she might have just killed him. I find it interesting that now that Tabby's investigating Christian's room, the Bloody Rose water mask and the Archie mask are missing. But you know what mask Tabby just found? A Davy mask. So if Tabby walked up the stairs and just got confronted by Bloody Rose and Johnny's locked in the freezer, then it's not Johnny. Well, at least that's not the person that attacked Tabby when she fell. Well, tried to attack Tabby when she fell down the flight of stairs. So is this like Wes and Christian? Were they fake beefing this whole time and they were in cahoots? Because they both are obsessed with making horror movies and both obsessed with Tabby. And Wes did hire Christian. Oh my God, I think Johnny is Sid's boyfriend in Scream 2. And I think he is going to die before they finally realize that it wasn't him. Because Sid's boyfriend in Scream 2 was so understanding, so caring, so loving towards Sydney, even though like a lot of stuff was popping off, he was there for her. And that's what made her a little bit suspicious, where she couldn't trust him because of what her previous boyfriend did to her. She couldn't trust that like he was actually being genuine like she wanted to, and there were some moments that she did. Oh, poor Johnny. Rest in peace, Johnny. I mean, I could be wrong, but rest in peace, Johnny. Okay, so it has to be West. I think it's Western Christian, or at least it has to be West, because now they're saying that the spooky spaghetti servers could be traced back to the Orpheum, the movie theater. Tabby is trapped in a confessional booth, and now we see that they just skinned Rose's face. What is happening? So it's Mrs. Langsbury and Wes? What the hell? I can't lie, I'm a little disappointed that it's Mrs. Langsbury, but it makes sense because she is Chip's mom. Wes isn't even mediocre. His original idea to kill people in real time and like live stream it or upload it as a film, it's been done before. Scream 4, honey. And that's sad that Chip was like, wow, Wes is crazy. Wes is crazy for that idea. But I am happy that Tabby, told her truth, because I know it really bothered her that she wasn't able to have her day in court. And I'm glad that she stuck up for her and Imogen. It was so powerful to say, no, your son essayed me, and I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. So Wes used Mrs. Langsbury's grief, created Spooky Spaghetti, and recruited some of the pastor's cult members in order to help him make his movie. And there you have it. He goes, the doors aren't opening for young white guys anymore like they used to because of people like Tabby. Kill Wes now. I'm also happy that Tabby never gave Wes a chance when his creepy ass last season was trying to groom her and get with her. Because can you imagine her like being with this psychopath? Oh my God, who hates her? Like, what a weirdo. So Wes wants to be immortalized. That makes sense because I'm like, why is he live streaming this? Tabby truly is the ultimate final girl, and I'm glad that she's giving Wes a run for his money. I'm so happy that Tabby was like, no, I'm not giving you what you want, which is fear. And that's what most bullies in life want. Most bullies, evil people, people who just want to spread their misery and despair, or people who who don't have empathy, who lack it, like Wes. That's what they want. They want your tears. They want you to be sad. They want you to be scared. F that. And I cannot believe that she threw herself through that window. She is determined to survive, and she's taking these people one by one. Wes, once again, you're not even mediocre at best. Let's talk about Tabby being Wes's ultimate final girl because she's black. I do appreciate that in this show that all these girls are final girls, that they make Tabby the ultimate final girl, because I love horror movies, but that is very true where it's a lack of representation when it comes to people of color in general as being the final girl. And I think that's where I have to give like a random shout out to Founders Day. Not the best movie, but and that's not the best representation that I want of a black final girl, but I was definitely grateful because I was shocked and surprised that the final girl was someone who was of color and she was black. Oh my God. And this is why I say Farron is my queen. She just put Mrs. Langsbury to sleep. One kicked and knocked Chip's mother on her ass like she should be. How dare she? She's so weak sauce where you gotta go hide in the confessional booth to try to stab them and kill them up. Bye, bitch. Bye. Pray on that. Once again, our queen, our ultimate final girl, Tabby, tricked Wes's dumb ass. Did he really think that she was just gonna walk into the shack and get murdered? No, you fool. And I'm so happy she did not hesitate to kill his ass. So the girls meet up with Tabby and then they go check on Wes to make sure that he's dead. And of course, in true Scream fashion, they always come back for one last scare. And I have to give it to my girl Imogen. She knocked the shit out of him. And let's also talk about Wes. How pathetic is he? Where even when you thought you had this master plan of killing people and live streaming it, at best, he was pulling 500 people on Spooky Spaghetti. Like, sir, you are just so subpar, it's not even funny at this point. Like, he's a joke. And now he's a dead joke. You know what's crazy? So much shit happened that I actually forgot about Dr. Sullivan. So I'm glad they heard her mumbling because it would have been a grand opening, grand closing for Dr. Sullivan. Like, I hope the police would have found her, but I don't think I would have investigated. So I'm glad that Dr. Sullivan is still alive and they were able to find her. It makes me wonder too, like, why he didn't kill her. Like, did he have something planned for her later on? Or was she just like the ultimate red herring? And then that makes me wonder, like, was he the one that was spying in on her session with Imogen? Okay, so it's 2 weeks later, and the girls are in a group therapy session with Dr. Sullivan. Okay, but we trust her again. This is good. So now we're finally getting the wrap up that Christian safe. Sorry, Christian, accused you. Ash, sorry, you wasn't involved. Johnny, thank God you're alive, because I felt bad. I thought you died in the freezer there, brother. I'm happy Imogen called Kelly and was like, hey girl, can you like unlock the freezer and let Johnny out so that he doesn't die? I guess I'll throw Jen in the pot of, I'm sorry, girl, for accusing you. Yes, you are the criminal element, but you did come in clutch when no one needed to, hijack that car. She said it would be my pleasure. So while we're in this group therapy session, we find out Wes actually isn't dead. Yikes. Him and Mrs. Langsbury have been arrested, and so have the people who were helping like Wes and them. I love Dr. Sullivan, and she was saying now that all the loose ends have been tied up. Girl, no, they're not tied up. Because what about Archie? Like, the last we heard was that Deputy Maroon was going to like make sure that he actually was dead. And if your story checks out that like he killed your son because he felt like you didn't do enough for him, girl, your ass is on the top end block as well. I mean, you might actually get, first before the rest of the girls. But I did appreciate what she was like. She gave them the opportunity, like, hey, do you guys want to continue working with me or not? And they were like, no, I think it's, time that we, close this out. So I'm glad like they were able to reconcile and that we're leaving Dr. Sullivan like on a good note. Okay, Kelly's now a part of the crew and they all got Final Girl energy. Not Final Girl vibes, but Final Girl energy tattoos on them. I'm loving this. I like that now they can finally, you know, come together because who knows who the next A is going to be next season. I love Tabby and Imogen's like conversation where Tabby was like, no, like if I am going to make a new movie, it's going to be new villain, new story, new everything. And I'm happy because I'm like, yes, if we get a season 3, please, I no more rehashing the past. Let's talk about something different. Let's talk about something new. Let's fill my final girl heart's desire. Shit, Dr. Sullivan is evil? Oh my God. I had to write down what she said. She said, well, one, she's a fake ass bitch. But it made sense because when she's on the phone with the publishing group, I'm like, how is she still going forward with this book when she just reconciled with the girls? But now it makes sense. Not her calling them narcissists. I'm like, you projecting hoe. You are the narcissist. You made everything about you. She's like, given what I survived, girl, you was kidnapped for what, a couple of hours? Relax. But the lights just turned off. Looks like she's about to get it. This ended beautifully. Chef's kiss that Dr. Sullivan's ass died and Archie killed her. I love her. She's like, did you kill my son? Girl, you know he probably did. Like, you can go ask him, well, I can't say that you'll be in heaven. You may be somewhere else. So maybe you'll never know. But that's also on her not doing her due diligence to actually make sure that he was dead. Like, where's Deputy Maroon? Because she was supposed to, come back with the report. So I just finished the episode, and I see now that we have new villains for season three. We're gonna get a season three. We're gonna speak this into existence, guys. We're manifesting a season three, and I'm loving it because their mask, it gives me like strangers, like a stranger's vibe. So I'm glad that they're keeping up with like the different slasher movies that have come out throughout the years. And I'm also happy too because I really love like slashers. They're my favorite type of horror films, and I don't feel like we get a lot of love us slasher fans. I don't feel like we get a lot of love us slasher fans, and I'm grateful that they are doing like justice to the genre. And it makes me wonder like who these girls are they like a killer squad, a killer group? Because with the strangers, they were just killing people, and people didn't really know why. So, are these girls easy targets for this killer squad for season three? I guess we have to find out and stay tuned. But this was definitely a final girl summer, and I'm so grateful for all of you guys, for all the support, all the likes, all the theories, all the beautiful comments. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this. It's so sad because this has ended, but I'm looking forward to the future to see what other slasher, well, one for season three, but to see what other slasher movies or TV shows like arises and what they decide to pull from when it comes to the series. So take care, guys. I love you.